August 26th, 1:22 p.m. PST. I'm going to be going over the trade that I took that got me stopped out, but I'm going to be going over market structure on how we could have better managed the market today and where the trades that played out actually were. So let's get right into it. So market open today on ES and NQ on the 15-minute. We're a little bit hard to read at first, but now looking back at it, it's kind of pretty right in your face. So we had yesterday's session kind of come up and reject off of yesterday's New York high. So this is yesterday's New York session. So today's Wednesday. Yesterday's New York rejected off of overnight London. You can see right here, New York and London high. That's because we have the higher time frame, not higher time frame, but we have a high resistance liquidity draw above. So market comes up, taps into that, and we reject back down, as you can see on both of these. ES is kind of easier to see, so we reject back down into all of these low resistance liquidity draws right here. It's kind of the same thing on both ES and NQ. Right, we come up, we tap in, and we just kind of sell off into Asia. I don't know why ES dumped down further than NASDAQ, but the same thing kind of happened, right? We come down, we come into this sort of area right here where there's a 15-minute. So we tap into that 15-minute on both ES and NQ. You can see right here, there's that 15-minute. We tap into it and we bounce right off of it. So once we get that nice rejection back up, we continue this sort of uptrend on both indices. And we kind of just chop around overnight. We don't really make any highs or lows. We're just kind of maintaining this sort of sideways price action. But what does kind of tell you what we're going to do is this V-shaped recovery into a second V-shape this morning. So second V-shape this morning from news. Over here on Forex Factory, you can see 5:30 news, so 8:30. And yeah, so again, we have that news. We come down, we tap off of the lowest 15-minute gap, which would have been right in here. Tap off of that, and we have a nice 1 minute bounce to higher. So at this point, it's pre-market, and price is already telling us that we want to be bullish off of this gap. So right, we come down, we make a V-shaped recovery, come up, and we inverse this 1 minute gap. Right, inverse, come up higher. And so this is where the market kind of told us what we were going to do. So we had, again, this pre-market 15-minute bounce, 1 minute inversion. Price comes all the way back up after opening to what? Come back down into this 1 minute inversion to then go back up. So this is a 1 minute bullish inversion because we were bullish above it. That's how I mark it out. So yeah, market opens up and we just rip to the upside. Why? Because we inverse that gap off of a 15-minute retest back up. You can see the same thing over here on ES, right? We have this 15-minute tap into 1 minute inversion, back up. It's the same thing. And so what happens then is again, we have this resting high resistance liquidity up here. But you can see it better right here on the 1 hour, right? We have this huge wick that we tap into, right? Tap into this big wick and we reject back down. So we're just kind of chopping along until price can break out. So we tap into that, and you could have caught a short back down But like I said, we have this 1 minute back down here that price taps off of. But yeah, you could have got a short back down. Would have been really hard to predict because it does look very bullish, right? You have huge push up, retrace, push up, retrace, push up. And I guess you could have caught a retracement back up, but you would have got stopped out because price just came back down. It came back down off of a sweep of Asia high right here. Right, you have Asia high sweep. And I guess at that point you could have looked for a rejection, which would have been right here. And there's not really much else over here because there's this big wall of buyers, or sellers, my bad, big wall of sellers pushing price back down. And that's what caused us to sell off. And that's where the 1 minute inversion play comes in. You get the 1 minute inversion, break, retest, and dump. And so, yeah, that would have been the play. I only look for a 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 right here. Also 1 to 3 right here. You can see the ratio right there, 3. But yeah, coming back down, we have a nice 15-minute break right here. It didn't even close. It just tapped, swept out liquidity, and came back up. So with that 1 minute inversion, you could have got a, right here, 1 minute, again, inversion with a long, stops at the low, 35 points, not bad. Going for a 1 to 3, so somewhere 8, 9. So yeah, somewhere right there. Eventually it would have played out, but at this point, 1 to 1, I moved to break even, so 35 points from here. Yeah, 35 points, break even, and it would have ripped up, and that would have been it. So those are the two trades that I saw were the best. Was at market open, we come up, take out London and Asia, double sweep, inversion to the downside, and also retrace of this initial 1 minute inversion, and take this 1 minute inversion back to longs. But yeah, that's going to be it for that trade recap. I will show you real quick the trade that I took. The trade that I took, oh, it would have been on MNQ, my bad. MNQ right here. So I took a 15-minute inversion to the downside as price was dumping. Unfortunately, I did get stopped out because that's just the way it goes. But yeah, I took it with 5 MNQs. I was looking for price to continue going lower to the downside, targeting Asia right here. And it looked something like this. I had my stop right around, I don't know, like something like that. Targeting right here. You can see 2.92 right around a 1 to 3 R. And yeah. So I got in at 174. So yeah, right around entry. And at 200. Yeah, right around there. That was a trade I got stopped out on. 5 cons for right around 30 points, so right around 300 bucks. Not bad. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Those are the trades that I would have taken. In hindsight, this is the trade I did take, and yeah. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.